Everyone, welcome to the demo for assignment 4. So in this particular demo, I have used Unity's shader graph to create an abstract shader. So this shader uses procedural noise, color gradients, and dynamic movement to create a unique customizable surface effect. Uh, so I'll just break down each part of the shader and explain how it contributes to the final visual as we see in the demo. So let me quickly navigate to the shader graph that I have created. So this is the shader graph that I have came up with. So for this particular shader, I have added a blending noise. So basically, I have used gradient noise. So I have used two gradient noises. These nodes generate a random pattern, as you can see over here, that look like more smooth and organic, similar to the texture like cloud or waves. So this gradient noise creates a core of like shaders visual effect by adding randomness and movement and giving it like a dynamic natural appearance. So I basically have multiplied the output of both the gradient noises to make it like a more complex. So I have multiplied two gradient noises using a multiply node. This blends the two pattern together, creating a more depth and variation in the texture. As you can see, the texture that has been generated over here is more like a multiplication of this, and like the shaders, the final gradient we got is like something similar to this. So by multiplying these noise textures, and we ensure that like the final look isn't too simple or repetitive. It creates like a richer and like more intricate uh, pattern. So apart from that, like for the movement, I have used like few of the variables that basically track down the vector movement. So I have used like time node. Using the time node, I have used basically this to like animate the noise patterns. This node tracks how much time has passed and uses that information to scroll down the texture. As you can see, based upon the parameter with the speed timer, it basically tracks down like what exactly is the movement that should be. So by animating this kind of noise, we can make like a shader more dynamic, constantly changing over time. So it more now looks like a cloud, and we can like come across like sky or like water ripples. This adds like a life to the shader, making it like look like more feel active rather than just being static. uh, for the tiling and offset, like to get the pattern, I have used like tiling and offset. So tiling and offset basically connected was connected like is connected to the from the time node to control how the texture moves and repeats across the object surface. So this basically lets you like decide how big or small the pattern appears and in which direction basically the rotation will be. So based upon this particular texture, as you can see, the output is basically divided, that the texture basically divides, and like based upon the rotation, you will get to know like what will be the direction of the rotation. So this ability to tile the pattern allows us to like apply the shader to objects of different sizes without like distorting basically um, the texture, the movement that makes the shadow filter look very naturally, adding like complexity and like making it visually appealing. I have also used like inverse, wherein to add more variation to this particular thing. So what inverse basically does is like uh, it inverts the value of one of the noise patterns. So basically, if we have any one of the noise pattern that has been using over here, so it's basically inverse the pattern, and like this makes like one texture move in the opposite direction from the earlier, and creating more natural randomness in the movement. So by basically like the main motive for achieving this was to ensure that the animation doesn't feel too uniform. Like it should not be uniform in one way and like not kind of a mundane. So it makes like pattern more chaotic and interesting, and moreover adding more depth to the visual. So for the like last part, I have used like brightness. So I have mapped like one of the variable that basically adds color to the shader. So I have used like a linear interpolation node to blend two colors. So as you can see, I use like this linear interpretation and gradient editor that basically use the noise pattern as a guide. So this basically controls how the color transition across the texture, adding richness and making the shader visually interesting. It ensures that smooth color transition based on the noise pattern, so the final texture feels like more vibrant. And for the brightness, I have multiplied. As you can see, for the brightness, I have basically multiplied uh, the normal height node to create normal map from the texture. This makes like texture look more reliable and 3D light. So whenever a light or anything interacts with it, depending upon the texture bumps, uh, uh, based upon the texture bumps, like you can add elation or depth to the more depth to this particular thing. So this was kind of like an overview of like the shader data I have created. So I'll just give a brief demo of it, like what exactly it looks like. So this shader has a sense of a depth. So I have created in Unity 3D using this template. So as you can see, this was like a basic shader that I have created. So the main focus on this particular shader was to like keep it quite normal as compared to the other shader, which has like more of an animation and something on that. At the same time, like whatever looking it more naturally. And the second shader basically uh, is it's basically I have used like a graph inspector. So it's like add more slight illusion and animation to the shader, making it more realistic and more interactively. So that's it for this demo. Thank you so much for your time.